Managing an equity plan involves a lot of negotiation with all of the various players involved. In this video, I'm going to offer 4 tips on how to do that. All of the tips I offer, I learned from the NSPP webinar, Negotiating for What You Want, which is part of our Women Leading in Equity series, sponsored by Morgan Stanley at Work. The stereotype of a great negotiator is someone who is cold and ruthless. But the panel for the webinar wasn't really impressed with that person. They all felt like a really important skill for negotiating well is being able to understand your counterparty's position, doing your research ahead of time to know what's important to them, and being able to show empathy for that position. Because if your counterparty feels heard and understood by you, they are more likely to be open to your position. My second tip is to rehearse ahead of time. Don't go in cold. You want to already know what your arguments are and feel comfortable presenting those arguments. Even better would be to rehearse in front of a colleague or a friend who could give you some feedback around, are your arguments clear? Do they seem reasonable? Are you being firm enough? Are you being flexible enough? My third tip is to try to start with agreement. If you can get everybody to agree on something, that can put everyone in a more collaborative frame of mind. Now, this might seem hard to do because by definition, a negotiation means that you are on opposite sides of the table, but maybe you can just get everyone to agree that there's a problem. And then that might make people more willing to consider solutions to solve that problem. And then my last tip is to go in prepared to compromise. And by this, I mean go in knowing what you're willing to give up. You don't want to be trying to make those decisions in the heat of the moment. You want to already know what's important and what's not. If you want more tips for negotiating, be sure to check out the webinar, Negotiating for What You Want. This webinar is part of the NASPP's Women Leading in Equity series, which again is sponsored by Morgan Stanley at Work. This is a great program. I learned a ton from it. I really think it's worth your time to check it out. We'll include a link in the show notes. I hope you enjoyed my video today. If you did, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you're notified when we post new videos, and it really helps us out too. Win-win. Thanks for watching.